tonight's men's volleyball matchup featuring the 12th ranked CSUN, or Cal State Northridge Matadors, taking on the 8th ranked UC Irvine Anteaters. I'm joined here tonight with USA men's national team. What do we call you? The man who knows it all. The technical coordinator, or the brains of the entire trust, Nate Go. It's been a pleasure having him on two other broadcasts, and we are here on number 3 for the night. Should be another good one. Big West Conference Tournament seedings at play for tonight's matchup. And with that, let's start off with Nate's breakdown of what teams need to do to get tonight's victory after a 3-2 showdown in Northridge last night.
Yeah, Rob, it's good to be back. We'll watch after last night. Northridge Middles, I said they needed to take care of business, take care of their offensive opportunities, and they did just that last night. Big nights from both Wetter.
Well, before we go into that, Nate, let's jump in. They're actually introducing the starters right now, but it looks like they're going to do a floor wipe and a picture up. So here we go. We got the Cal State Northridge starting lineup. First off the bench, he's a 6'5" sophomore outside from Gdansk, Poland. Number 5, Maciej Tazinski. Coming out after him, a 6'7" junior outside hitter, also from Gdansk, Poland, Salvy Tomsha. Next off the bench is a 6'4" senior outside hitter with a cannon, the senior from Kardzali, Bulgaria, number 9, Dimitar Kalchev. With the setting duties, a 6'4" redshirt freshman from Meadow Vista, California, number 11, Taylor Ittner. Also in number 13, a 6'6" freshman middle from Harwood Heights, Illinois, number 13, Paul Shepnewski. And the libero for the Matadors is a 6'1" senior from Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, number 1, Emmett Enriquez. Coaching staff for the Matadors, the volunteer assistant Mike Aroni. Assistant coaches are Theo Edwards and Greg Faulkner, while the head coach is Jeff Campbell. And we've got the UC Irvine starting lineup right after the intro video. We've got a crowd of about 300 or so in the building here on our Saturday night in Irvine, California. Like I said, these teams went at it last night up in the Matadome in Northridge, a 5-set barn burner. Let's meet the starters for the UC Irvine Anteaters. First off, a 6'4" senior setter from Glencoe, Illinois, number 2, Dante Chakravorty. Next up off the bench, a 6'5", a graduate student, an outside hitter from Caen, France, number 7, Aaron Kubi. And a redshirt freshman opposite, standing at 6'4" from Ottawa, Canada, number 12, Alexander Seconda. And a 7-foot junior middle blocker from Waterton, Wisconsin, number 13, Scott Static. And a 6'8" senior opposite from Shorewood, Wisconsin, number 16, Carl Heffelbach. And in the middle, a 6'6" redshirt sophomore from Chula Vista, California, number 17, Patrick Sohaki. And the libero is a 6'1" senior from Rockland, David Parker. The assistant coaches are Mark Presho and Aaron Johnson, while the head coach is David Nippon. So with that, let me turn the mic over to Nate Go of USA men's national team on his breakdown of what the team's got to do to take tonight's matchup.
Yeah, last night we saw Northridge's middles really go off offensively. Both Wetter and Shipnewski having great nights last night. Emmett Enriquez is a very dynamic defensive libero, giving his team a lot of chances in transition. So if they're able to convert their chances, they're going to be in this match and hopefully getting a second victory. And the last key is big serving performances from Kalchev. He can turn it on from the service line, and we'll see if he can do that again tonight.
We've got Dante Chakravorty back to serve to kick us off here in our best of 5 matchup. It's rally score to 25. If a 5th set's required, rally score to 15 as Dante serves up to Kalchev. Right side attack, starting off with a put away as Salvy Tomsha easily through the block of the Anteaters. 1 serve and a 0, bringing back to serve for CSUN, Paul Shebnewski. 6'6" freshman middle from Harwood Heights, Illinois. Shebnewski jump floats it to the line to Kubi. To the right side set is Seconda, easily over the block, who's flying high at the right side.
Yeah, that's a key that I had for Irvine. Irvine's got to get Seconda more attempts. Seconda had the 4th most attempts last night, even though he's skying over Northridge's blockers.
Seconda now serving for the Anteaters, goes cross court. It's a pass by Kalchev. It intercepts the middle, and a quick block for Patrick Sohaki. That's a return to center to kick us off. 2-1 for Irvine.
That's what Irvine needed a lot more last night. They gotta be able to. They gotta neutralize Northridge's middles here.
Seconda steps back to serve once again for UC Irvine. This one goes into the net. Easy point for Northridge. And last night, that was definitely one of the issues from the service line. Care to comment there, Nate? I know we have a discussion about serving.
Yeah, you got to serve tough. I'm okay with some misses, but you got to serve tough.
Serving it up is Salve Tomsha for CSUN. Good pass by Parker. Chakravorty to the right side to Applebach. Applebach off the block and out of play. Point Irvine. 3 serving to 2 early on here in set number 1. If you're just joining us, this is the ESPN3 presentation of our Big West Conference men's volleyball matchup featuring the number 12 CSUN Matadors against the number 8 ranked UC Irvine Anteaters as Patrick Sohaki serves it to Kalchev. It intercepts outside. Splitting the block is Amache Tazinski for a point going to the Matadors. Great swing by Tazinski, getting up at the left pin, tying the score at 3 apiece.
I'd like to see Irvine target Tazinski a little bit more in serve receive. See if they make that change tonight.
Tazinski on the jumper. It looks like goes long, but taken by Parker. One hand set to the right side to Applebach, and going one-on-one against Dimitar Kalchev is Applebach, who wins that battle 4-3 Irvine. Little funky play there, Nate.
Yeah, tight pass. Nice save by Chakravorty there. Kalchev made a nice dive into Applebach's shot. Just couldn't get it on their side.
Tough serve by Applebach, picked up by Tomsha, who knocks it off the block. Getting up after recovering from his tough reception off the serve. Knocks it off of Static and Seconda at that right side. Bringing back Daniel Wetter to serve, the 6'5 redshirt freshman middle from Camarillo, California. Floats it off the tape and stepping in Static. Free ball over the net. Resetting on the side is Northridge. Ittner sits outside to Kalchev. Kalchev over the block, dug by Seconda. Static there on the joust. Winning it goes on the Matadors side. Setting it is Tazinski. Knuckle pokey trap by Chakravorty off Kalchev. Right side attack by Tomsha, dug by Seconda as he goes up and out of play and into our broadcast area. Point going to CSUN as they take lead at 5-4. A lot of action in that first series or that rally, Nate.
Yeah, Northridge getting some production out of Tomsha on the right. Something they didn't see a whole lot of last night.
Kubi on the run and gun, blasted off the smaller block of Taylor Ittner. Point going to UC Irvine, and we're tied at 5s.
And that's what Irvine needs to do to be successful. They've got to handle their serve receive opportunities, allow Chakravorty to run his fast gap go offense.
Hand pass by Enriquez. Firing away in the middle is Paul Shebnewski. Point to the Matadors up 6-5. Stepping back to serve is Taylor Ittner, the 6'4 redshirt freshman setter from Meadow Vista. Been a surprise with Matadors this year. They had a great setter in Sam Porter last year, and he comes in, takes over this year, and gets some good results right off the bat as he jump serves one just long, tying the score at 6s.
One thing to watch for with Irvine defensively is what is their left front blocker doing on perfect pass situations. UC Santa Barbara had success bunching their left front blocker to help against their Northridge's middles and had success.
Tazinski with a good pass and splitting the block on the left side is Salve Tomsha. Looks like there's a big gap in that block at the outside pin.
Chakravorty is not the biggest blocker out there. His hands were just a little bit too high, not pressed over the net. Created a tough angle for his defenders behind him.
Dimitar Kalchev serving it up. The senior outside hitter for Cal State Northridge goes cross court. Pass by Parker. Chakravorty in the middle to Sohaki, who's been extremely efficient for the Anteaters in the middle.
Nice to see Irvine getting some production out of the middle from Sahaki. Now can we see him do it on the defensive end?
Dante Chakravorty back to serve, the 6'3" setter from Glencoe, Illinois. Ball's passed by Kalchev. Ittner outside to Tazinski, who blasts off the outside block of Appelbach for point CSUN.
Irvine's able to get Northridge off the net right now, making them a little bit more predictable, but their middles are still a little bit late to this, closing out to the pins.
Stepping back to serve is Shepnewski, 6'6" freshman middle. Floats it to Kubi. Chakravorty back to Sakanda, who elevates but hits it long. No snap on the attack. The importance of the snap on the attack. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that was just poor hand contact by Sakana there.
Ball's passed by Sohaki. Appelbach off the outside block. Dug by Ittner right back. Setting to the right side to Tomsha, who hits it off the block of Appelbach at the right side. 10-7 Matadors here in set number 1.
Northridge has got to like what they see right now, getting a lot of production from Tomsha, not having to rely so much on Kalchev tonight so far.
Ball's flowed cross court to Parker. Chakravorty sets high out to Appelbach, and he hits that long over the triple block. It's like the Matadors were camping out. They knew it was only going one way, and it's now 11-7.
Yeah, that's what happens when you force a medium pass and serve receive from the service line. It makes it a lot easier to play defense.
Paul Shepnewski serving it up again for CSUN. Floats it down the line. Kubi with a good pass. Chakravorty in the middle to Sohaki, and another hitting error as that ball goes wide. 12-7 here in set number 1. Coach Niven not liking what he's seeing, so he takes his first time out, trailing 12-7 here in set number 1.
How many attempts here? He's only got two attempts so far, and they're up 12-7. So again, Northridge's got to like where they're at.
And on the Irvine side, they've cooled off. They were hitting as hot as 800 down to 200, and leading the way is Carl Appelbach, 2 kills, hitting 250 as the teams come out of the timeout. 12 serving to 7 with Paul Shepnewski back to serve for CSUN. Shepnewski with a jump float goes into the net, so it's a good timeout for Coach Niffen. They'll take that point. They need a little break in the action. They were just on a 5-point run right there.
Yeah, if you're Northridge, you want that serve back. You want to try to keep Irvine in that rotation where they're struggling to side out as long as possible, especially with a jump float server at the line.
Alexander Sakanda back to serve for Irvine. Cross-court rip passed by Enriquez. Ball's knocked off the block in the middle by Daniel Wetter for a point going to the Matadors. Right off the bat, CSUN looking really good offensively, Nate.
Yep, and again, they're getting some nice production in the middle as well. I'd like to see Irvine tell Kubi to get in there, help against that middle attacker a little bit more. Give them a little bit different look, make it tougher for them to score.
Great serve by Tomsha out of the back row, and Kubi goes off the block. Enriquez with the easy pickup off the block, setting out as Ittner, and blasting off the block from Tazinski, but dug by Enriquez. Back set to Tomsha. Tomsha slits the block, dug by Chakravorty. Appelbach at the right side, takes on the block, hits it wide, and there's problems with that last night as well. Another hitting error for the Anteaters makes it 14-8 CSUN.
Northridge does a nice job defensively. They do a nice job covering their attackers. And if they can convert their defensive chances, they're going to be a tough team to stop.
Big lead out of the gates for CSUN at 14-8. Tomsha jumps it down the line, pass by Kubi, tight on the net. Chakravorty sets Slahaki with a great attack in the middle. That's a little stop and pop action on the quick.
And Irvine doing a pretty nice job so far in serve receive, keeping Chakravorty in system, allowing him the option to set their quick attack, which has been quite effective for them offensively so far.
Sohaki with a float serve, tough pass. Saving it is Ittner. Free ball by Enriquez. Sohaki has to step in and pass. Chakravorty back to Appelbach. Appelbach off the block. One-hand dig by Ittner. Enriquez to Tomsha out of the back row. Sneaks it by the net. Saved by Anteaters. Free ball by Sohaki. Enriquez hand pass. Ittner sets big to Kalchev, who bangs in the corner. Great series for the Matadors.
And that's what happens when Northridge establishes other attackers there. Now it's hard to focus on any one attacker in particular. Kalchev with a nice run from the back row.
Maciej Tazinski back to serve for CSUN. Goes wrist away on the jump serve, misses about 6 inches wide. Point going to Irvine, 10 looking to 15. Carl Appelbach back to serve for the Anteaters. Appelbach now hitting 0, 2 kills, 2 errors off 6 attempts. Jump serve goes cross court. Tough handle for Enriquez. Bump set by Kalchev to the right side of Tomsha. Dug out of play by Parker. Just a little too much heat from Tomsha out of the back row.
Give a lot of credit to Kalchev there. Put up a great ball for Tomsha to attack out of the back row.
Stepping back to serve is Daniel Wetter for the Matadors. Wetter, the 6'5" middle from Camarillo. Floats across court, and that goes a little tad bit long. 11-16. So last night for UC Irvine, 24 service errors. It gave up almost a full match or full set versus CSUN's 16. That's a great topic for discussion with Nate and I. Dimitar Kalchev sends fire in the hole. That's the seam of the block between Chakravorty and Static, making it 17-11.
Kalchev's got a live arm there. He was tough for Irvine to stop last night, and proven to be the same case again so far tonight.
Just interesting, Dimitar Kalchev from Sofia, Bulgaria. There's a few Bulgarians playing in the MPSF or in Division 1-2 volleyball. Rado Parapunov, Player of the Week in the Big West for the last 5 weeks. Yep. Dimitar Kalchev. We've got another Bulgarian, Daniel Minkov, also on the Matador roster. Roll shot off the block by Tomsha. Falls off the Anteater block, 18-11, and Matadors flexing muscle here in set number 1.
Tomsha with a hot hand right now. And Northridge just as a team doing a really nice job putting up second contacts for their attackers to be able to kill balls from.
Jump serve, pass by Kubi. Chakravorty sets it back to Kubi on the 40. Dug by Ittner. Tomsha off the block for point CSUN, and everything just going the Matadors' way.
Absolutely, that's a nice dig by Northridge there. That was one area that Irvine was having success with last night, was Kubi on the 40. And
got a substitution for UC Irvine, seeing for the first time tonight the 6'7" freshman offset from Chandler, Arizona, number 1 Fab 50 pick, Johnny Bowles, in for Alexander Seconda. Bowles gets his first attack and slaps it by the block with almost no block up.
Yep. Nice pass again and serve receive, and we got Chipnewski jumping on Static, leaving it one-on-one on the left side. Nice choice by Chakravorty there.
Got a substitution for UC Irvine checking in for the first time, number 21. He's listed as a libero, but he's in for serving purposes here in our first set. The redshirt freshman from Thousand Oaks and Westlake High School, A.J. Faley. Faley serves from the left baseline. Kalchev off the head of Sohaki, out of play. See the sweat explode off of his head as it made contact with the ball. Concussion protocol. Dimitar Kalchev is a banger, no doubt. 2012.
It was an impressive swing.
So Dimitar Kalchev steps back to serve for CSUN. Kalchev goes cross court and out of play for point going to the Anteaters. With that last kill, Dimitar Kalchev only has 3 kills, but he's hitting 600. As Dante Chakravorty steps back to serve for the Anteaters, 13 looking at 20. Tough pass, bump back set to Tomsha. Why not set him? Because he's hot. He splits the block, puts it away for point, going to the Matadors.
Tomsha is doing a great job bailing Northridge out of some medium bad pass situations. Irvine's got to find an answer for that.
Paul Shevnewski back to serve for the Matadors, 21-13. Comfortable 8-point lead for CSUN. Shepnewski off the tape, passed by Kubi. Chakravorty back to Bowles. Bowles off the block, dug by Ittner. Hand set by double denial by Silhaki and Applebach to the outside. In all fairness, Paul Shepnewski had to step in and set that ball. It was a little trap set there.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, put that on the highlight reel.
Not a whole lot of distance between that ball and the blocker's hands before Tomsha had the chance to swing there.
14 serving at 21. That's Johnny Bowles serving it up again for Irvine. Bowles goes cross court. Pass by Kalchev. Ittner in the middle. And knocking by the block is Daniel Wetter. Point, Matadors.
And again, you see Kubi's just hanging out there on the left side of the court. They're not setting a super fast ball back to Tomsha. I think he can stay in a little bit closer and help get another set of hands up in front of them against Northridge's middle blockers.
Savre Tomsha on the jump serve, goes cross court to Bowles, saves it on a good pass. Back to Applebach. Applebach extreme angle inside the 10-foot line, and it falls in. Actually falls an understatement. He crushed that.
That was an impressive angle with a well-formed block by Northridge too.
Got 15 looking at 22 with Patrick Sohaki back to serve for UC Irvine. Sohaki, a 6'5" middle, gets an ace. The first in the last two nights for UC Irvine. Actually, no, they had two aces last night, but they didn't get them till late in the match. Yeah,
that's a nice serve in the seam between Kalchev and...
Looks like it was between Kalchev and Tazinski. Sohaki serves to Tazinski on the pass. Tazinski swings, and he's blocked. A kick save by Tazinski. Enriquez bumps it to Tazinski and knocks it off the block of Static. Like a sitting duck block, just hit the inside hand, his left hand, and rolled inside. And for the point for Matadors.
It's a nice sequence for Tazinski there with a kick save cover, and then a nice patient high shot off of Static's hands for the kill.
The European players with the foot skills. Tazinski with the tough serve. Static blocked at the net. Chakravorty with a bump shoots it, and Kubi tools the block of Ittner, but falls on the Matador side. Tomsha stuffed at the net by Static and Kubi. 17-23, but I think it's too little too late, Nate. 17 serving to 23 in our first set.
Yeah, Tomsha getting stuffed there for the last couple swings, but at this point, maybe a moot point for this set.
Carl Applebach serving it up for UC Irvine. Applebach goes down the line and wide. We have our first set point for CSUN. 24 serving to 17. Going back to serve for the Matadors is Daniel Wetter. Actually, we're going to have our first substitution for CSUN. Checking in, number 23, Daniel Minkov, a 6'4" freshman setter from Sofia, Bulgaria. Minkov coming in for serving purposes, and it's set point number 1, serving to 17. Minkov with a jump float, pass by Kubi. Chakravorty sets it over on 2, picked up by Kalcha, backs it to Tomsha. Tomsha dug by Applebach, goes up and out of play. Point going to CSUN as they easily take the first set 25-17 and lead our best of 5 matchup 1-0. Here in our Big West men's volleyball matchup. Nate, go. Tell me what you see out there on the court.
Yeah, so far, not a particularly tough serving match from either side. I have UC Irvine passing at 79% in system to Northridge's 62% in system.
This Sunday night, couple aces, 2 blocks, and 7 digs. UC Irvine led by Carl Applebach. 22 kills, hitting .486 on the evening. Kalchev, as a matter of fact, leads the Matadors in kills at 289 on the season. Good for a 3.36 kills per set with a hitting percentage of 291. He also leads the Matadors with 352 points on the season.
Yeah, Kalchev got by far the most attempts for Northridge last night. And so, again, Northridge has got to like what they see. They're not having to depend on him so far in this match and getting some good production from other attackers so far.
Looks like Irvine with a little change up here in their lineup. They're bringing in A.J. Faley as the starting libero in the second set. It's the first time he's got the nod. He's a redshirt freshman from Thousand Oaks, Westlake High School. coming on the court, and they're putting David Parker at left side.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they've got Seconda on the right here.
Little shuffle here, little magic, and it's interesting seeing Coach Campbell's look on his face, trying to adjust to this lineup now. Same lineup for CSUN after taking the first 25-17, but I wonder what kind of strategy, what kind of response this is going to have on the Northridge side with the change of lineup on the Irvine side.
Yeah, I don't know that you need to change too much if you're on the Northridge side. Having Parker in there as the outside hitter instead of libero, you're getting some more ball control for sure. But I think now you got to rely a little bit more on Seconda to put some balls away here.
Dimitar Kolchev starts up, perfect pass by Faley, and coming around on the X option is David Parker, 1 for 1. Man, last time I ran an X was in high school.
A little smoke and mirrors from Irvine to start the second set. We'll see how this plays out as the set goes on.
Old school. Parker on the jump serve, goes down the line, pass by Tazinski. Tazinski goes cross court, out of the reach of a diving AJ Faley. 1-1. I think the new lineup is insert a little energy into the Irvine faithful in the house tonight.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it too. You got to be able to spark some energy here, get your team believing that you're in this match and you can win this match.
Shevnuski serves it into the net. Irvine will gladly take the service error. 2-1 for the Anteaters as Patrick Sohaki goes back to serve. Sohaki came in Irvine, listed as an opposite hitter, has now shifted to the middle position. He's 6'6", redshirt sophomore from Chula Vista and Eastlake High School. Jump float cross court pass by Tazinski. Knocking it off the head of Static is Wetter. Free ball by Seconda. Ittner on the hand pass. Enriquez backs it outside Tazinski. Tools off the block, but picked up by Chakravorty. Parker bumps it outside of Kubi. Kubi off the block. And Static taking out the trash up top. Point going to Irvine.
I don't know if you were able to see that, but Chakravorty made a great read. Knew that Tazinski was going to go swipe off the block. Chakravorty was way out of bounds, up in the right front area, right next to the up ref, and ready for that ball to be played. And he put himself in a perfect spot to make an easy dig, instead of allowing Tazinski to use Seconda and tool off his hands there.
Well, he is an informatics major and programming, so he's there to predict logic and use the statistics. So
yeah, that was a great prediction by him.
So Hackey on the jump float again, goes cross court. They're working Tazinski. Ittner sets backside to Tomsha, off the block, dug by Parker. Chakravorty out to Kubi with nobody up. That's a Kubi snag. Downtown pounded 4-1 Irvine. That's an outside hitter's dream.
Yeah, that's a really nice sequence there by Irvine. A great touch on Tomsha. Static able to close to Kubi there, getting four hands up, nice and tight.
So Hackey with a flow pass by Kolchev outside to Sabre Tomsha, who bounces it off the end line for points. Going to CSUN. We didn't give credit to our referees in service tonight. Our first referee is Mr. Jesse Martinez, and our second referee is Tony Chan. Two serving of four, going back to service, Sabre Tomsha for the Matadors, the 6'7" junior outside from Gdansk, Poland. Bad pass by the Anteaters. Seconda tips it off the block, picked up by Wetter on the hand pass. Kolchev out of the back row, goes off the block. Double fist bump by Kolchev as he bangs it off the block out of the back row. 3 serving of 4.
Nice job by Tomsha getting the ball onto Faley there. You want to test that new player that's come in, see how they handle the pressure of big-time serves.
Tomsha with a tough jump serve pass by Kubi. Chakravorty sets, not quite sure who that was to there. There's like a miscommunication on the play. It's almost like he's trying to set the pipe, but Parker didn't have an approach.
Yeah,
and Seconda stepped in, tipped it in the net to tie the score at 4s. little broken play action or lack of communication.
Yeah, a little bit of all of the above.
Tomsha with a jump serve again for CSUN. Drilled, passed by Kubi. Parker steps in on the set. Kubi swings away. Beautiful angle by the Frenchman. Great angle.
Yeah, Aaron passed by Kubi, but nice job by Parker stepping in, putting up a great second contact, allowing Kubi to hit with range.
5 serving to 4 as Alexander Seconda steps back to serve for the Anteaters. Seconda, a 6'4" redshirt freshman opposite from Ottawa, Canada. Good serve. Saved by Tazinski. Hand pass or free ball over net by Enriquez. Kubi tips it by the block of Ittner. And they're trying to call a lift on Kubi. But Jesse Martinez will have none of that. Just waves the players off to 6'4".
Yeah, Kubi was called on a couple of those plays where he kind of takes it and chucks that ball a little bit. We'll have to follow along tonight, see how they call this.
Interesting, a high middle set to Wetter in the middle, kind of throw the Irvine middles off.
Yeah.
Little 2-ball set.
And again, just another reason why I think Kubi's got to be in there. You've got plenty of time to read on that high middle set, and you're going to have plenty of time to read on that right side set, especially with Tomsha in the back row right now.
Tazinski back to serve for CSUN. Tazinski on the jump serve. Pass by Parker. Chakravorty in the middle. Trying to do the same thing was Irvine, but right there was Daniel Wetter for the return package.
Yeah. Wetter doing a great job reading the angle of approach of Static there, just getting all in his wrist away shot. Nowhere for Static to go.
6 serving to 6. Tazinski back to serve again. Tazinski with a soft roll. Pass by Static. Chakravorty back to Seconda on the high ball. Dug, middle back by Tazinski. Ittner gets to it. Tomsha blasted by the block of Static and Kubi. 7-6 Matadors. As the Matador bench is celebrating like every point in the national championship.
I mean, you got to like that. You know, every point's important. They're playing with that urgency that you hear so many coaches talk about. So you gotta like the energy that their bench is bringing.
Ball's passed by Kubi off the net. Kubi gets up and it's blocked. Bailey with the save, but they're calling it dead, and I believe that was a good pancake. No? Nate, it's okay to disagree with me, even though we're online here.
No, that wasn't. He wasn't there.
Nate, you're off the broadcast.
Yeah.
8-6 son. All right. You got better eyes. Jump serve into the net by Tazinski. Point going to the Anteaters. 7 looking at 8. It looks like just the atmosphere or the sense on the Irvine side, they're not really playing to be aggressive right now. They're playing to survive.
Yeah, I mean, and I think there's probably a lot of reasons for that, but I think regardless of all the lineup changes and injuries, you got to find a way to still stay competitive here.
Dimitar Kalchev pops the cap in the corner, literally right where the lines intersect on the end line and sideline. Point going to the Matadors, 9-7. Going back to serve is Daniel Ittner. Wetter. Static knocks it off the block for point going to UC Irvine, 8-9, and there's a little bit of fire on the Irvine side. Yeah, it seems they're very reserved for the urgency of this set here.
Yeah, I like that play by Chakravorty, a medium pass. Static sticking with his route, continuing to be an option there.
Floats her pass by Kalchev, set in the middle to Shepnewski. Almost overpass, but saved by the Anteaters. Kubi takes a rip, but it's a roll shot. Shepnewski picks up on the pass. Tomsha out of the back row, hits it long. And ball's called out as everyone's looking for a video challenge, but we don't have that here in the house, so it's 9-9. Irvine waiting for CSUN's errors here at this point, but at least they're stepping up here in our second set as Static floats it to Tazinski. Kalchev blocked at the net by Sohaki and Chakravorty. Block again by the same tandem. Free ball by Irvine, stepping into Static on the hand pass. Chakravorty out to Parker. Parker dug middle back by Tazinski. Bump set, Tomsha out of the back row, hits it long. No touch called once again, and the Matadors looking above for some kind of call. I'll let Nate call it since I got the pancake wrong.
I thought there was pretty big touch there.
Irvine takes the lead at 10-9 as Static jump floats it again. Barely crosses the net. Tazinski with a pass out to Kolchev. Kolchev off the block. Sakanda on the dig. Stepping in is Chakravorty. Back to Kubi. Dug by Enriquez down the line. Ittner sets out to Kolchev. Kolchev's off the block to the outside. Point going to the Matadors. Scores tied at 10s.
Yeah, a couple plays ago you saw on a set to Shepnewski, Parker was way in there helping out on the middle, and they were able to get a good touch in the middle. That's what Irvine needs to do to slow down Northridge's middle attack.
Serving it up for Cal State CSUN is Taylor Ittner. Parker with a pass. Chakravorty on the shoot to Suhaki. Saved by Sakanda. Set out to Parker. No one up. And David Parker bounces it on the 10-foot line.
I think more impressive was Sakanda's one-hand spike dig that went perfectly up to Chakravorty right where he wanted it.
Parker listed at 6'1", but that's got to be with the dew. But he just thumped it. I listed at 6'4" on the board. Backs that to Kolchev, splits the block. Faley there, but unable to clean it up. 11-11.
Nice response from Northridge, especially in row one. Going to your guy, letting Kolchev get them out of that rotation.
Get this, Kolchev, that was a 6-kill, 0 errors. He's hitting 600.
Yeah.
Kolchev steps back to serve for the Matadors. Jump serve goes cross court. Pass by Faley, almost out of play. Sakanda on the bump set to the right side of Parker. Parker rolls it. Dug by Kolchev, set by Ittner outside to Tazinski, who drops in the corner as the Matadors take the lead at 12-11. Yeah. Tazinski records his 6th kill, and guess what? 0 errors for that attacker as well.
Yep. Northridge is getting a lot of good offensive production right now.
2 of their 3 pin hitters have 0 attack errors right now. Kolchev with a tough serve. Chakravorty sets big to Kubi, who's dug by Kolchev. Saved by Tazinski. Free ball by Kolchev. Faley steps in. Chakravorty back to Parker. Dug by Tomsha, but it goes out of play for point going to Irvine. David Parker delivering some heat now for the Anteaters.
Yeah. Give a lot of credit to Northridge. They do a really nice job defensively. They create a lot of opportunities from with back row defense, really aggressive triple blocking. And when they're able to convert their defensive opportunities, that's when they're finding a lot of success.
How about this stat? All CSUN pin attackers have 0 attack errors. Every single pin hitter for Irvine, except for Parker, has errors.
Yep.
So that's a good substitution for Irvine. 12-12, inserting some life into the lineup with Parker. The 6'1" senior was a libero, now is an outside from Rockland, California. Parker on the jump serve, goes cross court, pass by Enriquez. Ittner sets outside to Tazinski. Tip, pancake by Chakravorty, back to Kubi. Kubi winds up, rolls it on the line. Ittner picks up on the hand dig. Enriquez hand set, right side of Tomsha off the block for point going to CSUN. Head coach Jeff Campbell contesting probably the last 2 or 3 calls now by Jesse Martinez. But Martinez, once again, one of the most seasoned veterans here in officiating. If not in collegiate, I'd say in all of volleyball. Ball's passed by Faley. Chakravorty back to Sakanda. Sakanda cross court, dug by Ittner. Bump set by Wetter. Roll shot by Tomsha, dug by Chakravorty. Faley bump sets to the right side to Sakanda. Sakanda sneaks it by the block of Tomsha. 13-all. Great series.
Yes, kind of got away with that one a little bit. Set was way off the net, and he had a triple block in front of him. Somehow snuck it through underneath Northridge's blocker's hands.
So hockey back to serve for UC Irvine's got 2 kills on the night, hitting .250. Ittner sets outside to Tazinski. Pancake dig. Chakravorty sets to Sakanda. Sakanda hits it long. Point going to the Matadors. Irvine having difficulty capitalizing on those transition points.
Yeah.
14-13 for CSUN.
And that's not what you want to see if you're Irvine. You're going to Sakanda, and you've got physical mismatch here with Secunda flying over Northridge's blockers, and it's got to find a way to score some points from there.
Thompson with a wicked jump serve pass by Kubi. Chakravorty too static, who hits it long. Point going to the Matadors. They go by a deuce at 15-13. That was definitely a low set in the middle, and Static's arm was bent right at the elbow when he finally contacted the ball.
You saw a few plays ago, though, Chakravorty had the same play running off the net, forcing that ball in the middle, and they found some success.
Tomchak goes cross-court pass by Parker. Chakravorty out to Kubi, off the block of Ittner. Good swing by the graduate student outside hitter from Conference.
And again, that's what you're going to get when you switch your libero to outside hitter. You're going to get a little bit more comfortable ball control there, as opposed to having Secunda in the serve-receive lineup, allowing your setter to run his offense.
Secunda 2 kills, hitting negative 125 for Irvine in the lineup. Doug in the back, it's Parker of Wetter's attack, and Kubi sends fire in the hole. Big seam between Wetter and Ittner at the right side.
Yeah, nice dig by Parker there. Again, you got to find some way to neutralize Northridge's middles. If you're not going to commit more blockers to them, you got to be able to pick up their swings in the back row. So nice job by Parker putting that dig up at the net where Chakravorty can run a fast offense.
15 serving to 15. Alexander Secunda serving it up for UC Irvine. Secunda goes down the line, misses wide. Point going to CSUN, 16-15. Service error-wise, that is a UC Irvine's 4th service error. Jump serve by Tazinski. One-hand dish by Chakravorty. Abuses the block of Ittner, and it is firing up the Matadors side. They are complaining about every tip shot of Kubi.
Yeah.
They're trying to get a lift call, I believe, on every single attack of Kubi if he doesn't swing away.
Yeah, Kubi's flirting with that gray area a lot. He's been doing that all season. Some a little stickier than others, for sure.
A sticky shot.
Yeah.
Ittner sets the middle, soft shot dug by Parker. Chakravorty back to Kubi, tips it, and it falls on the Matador side. It was like a out-of-tempo 40 set, and Kubi came in either too early or is too high of a set, or both.
And what I like about that was Parker, again, really tight, bunched in there in the middle, showing like he was going to help, and actually got Northridge's middle Wetter to tip the ball, and it was almost like a beach play. He kind of pulled instead and was able to dig that tip.
Irvine regains the lead at 17-16 here in set number 2. If you're just joining us, you're watching the ESPN3 presentation of our Big West Conference men's volleyball matchup featuring number 12 CSUN versus number 8 UC Irvine. Kubi on the jump float, set out to Kalchev off the block. Kalchev easily taking it off of Chakravorty's hands at the left side.
Yeah, and you see what happens there is once you know that you've got your left front blocker helping, now Static's able to put up a better block at the pin, especially when the setter's in the front row.
Got a substitution for the Matadors. Daniel Minkoff, number 23, checking in for Daniel Wetter for serving purposes. Minkoff from Sofia, Bulgaria. Oh, tough serve to Kubi, who passes out of play as the Matadors regain the lead. Must be a wicked float serve with a lot of movement, because Kubi is one of Irvine's best passers.
Yeah, that was a nice flat serve with no spin. When you do that, the ball can tend to move kind of erratically, making it hard to track as a receiver.
Hand pass by Faley. Chakravorty sets it over on 2, picked up by the Matadors. Ittner sets out to Kalchev, who tips it. Parker there. We got a net violation called against Irvine. Unforced errors just haunting the Anteaters here in our second set. Matadors up 19-17.
Yeah, give credit to Kalchev there, just taking a patient. It was kind of a fast play. He wasn't able to get a good transition off the net. And just a nice patient play there.
Minkoff floats it just barely above the net. Chakravorty out to Parker. Parker is rejected by Ittner, but it looks like it's going over. 4 contacts called on the play for point. Going to CSUN. 20 serving to 17, and that block by Ittner stuffed right back into Parker's head. Anteaters unsuccessful in trying to get it over in 3, as Kubi may have taken probably an awkward fall, slipping in the back, trying to cover that ball as Coach Niffen takes a timeout with the Anteaters down 2017. As a coach, Nate, what are you telling your players right now if you're down here 0-1 and now down the second, 2017?
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's for lack of effort. I think Irvine is playing hard. I think they're leaving it on the court, but I think there are just some things tactically that they can do to maximize their opportunities. I like what Parker's bringing as a substitution or as a switch from libero to outside. He's brought in a pretty different dynamic, and he's no slouch offensively either, which is nice when you have a libero who can swing like that. But you gotta find ways to take advantage of the opportunities that you're creating, especially when you're serving tough and getting Northridge off the net.
Well, right now, Dimitar Kalchev is just a monster for CSUN. 9 kills, 0 errors, hitting .692, while Maciej Tazinski, 6 kills, 0 errors, hitting .545.
Yeah, Tazinski is doing a nice job handling some not so great situations, hitting some nice high shots into the corner where nobody's at for Irvine defensively.
Irvine with only 3 service errors tonight, which is an improvement from last night. Ironically, CSUN with 7 service errors.
Just more evidence that service errors don't tell the story.
We'll always have that debate, won't we? Minkov with a jump float, hand pass by Faley. Chakravorty sets the middle of Static. He's semi-blocked, soft blocked at the net, set out to Kalchev. Kalchev, roof! Static finally grabs hold on with Chakravorty trying to claim credit. 18 serving to 20. Yes. Back in for the Matadors is Daniel Wetter. Leaving is Daniel Minkov.
Static struggled early last night trying to put up that block.
Back set to Tomsha. Tomsha drives it down the line easily as he goes over Parker. Point going to the Matadors, 21-18.
Static last night had a tough time getting his hands into good places on the blocking wise early last night. He started figuring it out a little bit later in the match and it's carrying over again tonight.
Taylor Ittner back to serve for CSUN, goes down the line and out of play. Parker was right there on pursuit, but you can tell that just had a bad angle right off the contact. Yep. Substitution for Irvine back in. We're seeing Carl Appelbach for Alexander Seconda. Again, there's a little shuffle up from the first set to the second set on the Irvine lineup. Originally, Appelbach was a starter, and then we switched things around as Kalchev passes up, backs it to Kalchev. He rolls it off the block. Point going to the Matadors. 22 serving to 19. Everything just going the Matadors' way tonight.
Yeah, Kalchev with a nice sequence there, handling the first contact. Wasn't a great set by Ittner, but Kalchev real patient, just finding high hands off the block.
Kalchev on the jump serve, toughest server on the Matador side, goes into the net. 20 looking at 22. Irvine's going to make the run now, if ever.
Yeah.
David Parker serving it up for the Anteaters.
See if Parker can put in a tough serve here, get Northridge off the net, and get them more predictably offensively.
Tough serve down the line, pass by Tazinski, back set to Tomsha, who is blocked at the net by Kubi, but goes out of play. 23-20, they're trying to give Kubi a little bit of his own medicine.
Yeah.
And the looks across the net show that there's a little intensity out there. Going back to serve is Paul Shepnewski. Shepnewski floats it down the line, pass by Faley. Chakravorty backs it to Appelbach. Appelbach with a cross-court rip. 21 looking at 23. Patrick Sohaki back to serve. Sohaki started off this set with 4 quick points for Irvine. Maybe he can get a lot of the same magic here to get the Eaters back into the second set.
Let's see who he decides to target here. Again, I like getting that ball on Tazinski. Force him to, especially as the front row outside hitter, make him try to do as much as possible here.
take him out of the offense as well. He does serve Tazinski, hand pass set by Ittner out to Tazinski. Tazinski off the outside block, and we have set points serving at 21 for the Matadors. Going back to serve is Amache, Savri Tomsha back to serve for CSUN. Set point serving at 21. Savri on the jump serve. Gets up, throws it cross court, pass by Faley, Chakravorty out to Kubi, tip, dug down the line by Tomsha. Swinging away is Tazinski, dug by Faley. Chakravorty sets out to Kubi, Kubi swings away. Kalchev digs it too far out of play for a point, going to Irvine. It's almost like the Matadors are taunting Kubi to try and hit some shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice pickup on the throw from Kubi in the back row for Northridge there. Gotta like the defensive intensity that you're seeing from Northridge. They're not giving up on any point here.
22 serving to set point number 2. Carl Appelbach back to serve for the Anteaters. Appelbach goes down the line to Enriquez. Ittner sets outside to Tomsha. Dug by Faley outside to Kubi. Kubi, soft shot through the block for point Irvine. 23 serving to 24. Timeout by Coach Campbell as they still lead 24-23. And Coach Campbell is visibly angry at his setter, Taylor Ittner. What do you think is being said there, Nate?
And especially with Static and Sohaki being pretty efficient early on in the match, kind of establishing themselves as threats. Northridge's middles are popping on their middles, leaving Kubi one-on-one on the outside.
We're coming out of the timeout. 23 serving to set point number 3. That's Carl Appelbach back to serve for the Anteaters. Appelbach lines up on the end line. Jump serve goes down the line and out of play, and that's the way the second set ends, with the Matadors now going up 2-0 on the Anteaters in our best of 5 Big West Conference men's volleyball matchup. All right, Nate, let's talk about what we've seen. Down 0-2 now, or depending on how you look at it, CSUN up 2-0.
Yep. Yeah, again, Northridge is just...
Rado Parapunov, I mean, last year at this time, you and I were talking about SVT. Talk about stepping into the role of playing go-to. Rado Parapunov has been the answer for the Bows.
For sure, and Parapunov's got a big-time arm, but you got to give a lot of credit again to Joe Worsley, who's able to put that second contact into place where Parapunov is able to have a ton of success.
And get this, Hawaii 72 straight sets, 24-0. That is just utter dominance in volleyball this season.
Absolutely. I mean, that's getting close to rivaling Penn State women in 2008, I believe. Dropped 2 sets all season long.
We're ready to go in our third set as Dante Chakravorty goes back to serve, down 0-2. Float serve to Kalchev, back set to Tomsha, rolls it by the block of Parker. Point going to the Matadors, and looks like the Matadors employing the Aaron Kubi offense with a roll shot.
Tomsha is just feeling it right now. Everything he's doing is working.
Got to go that hot hand. Tomsha, that was his 15th kill. He's hitting .478 on the evening as Paul Shebnewski goes back to serve. Chakravorty sets the middle of Sohaki, and Shebnewski, not known for his defensive skills, flings it out of play for a point going to Irvine, 1-1.
Yeah, he was in a good spot. He could have found a way to get some body part in there to angle back into the court. He would have got that dig.
David Parker serving it up for UC Irvine. Parker inserted into the outside hitter role in the second set. Ittner sets out to Tazinski off the block of Sohaki. Point going to the Matadors. 2-1.
Really like the patience from Northridge's outside hitters. When the set's not there, when it's a little bit off the net like it just was in this last play, they're taking a little bit off, challenging the blockers' hands high, finding different ways to score points that aren't just hit it as hard as I can.
Jump serve into the net by Tomsha. He is human. He's actually got an error now, so point going to UC Irvine as we're all tied up at 2 apiece. Going back to serve is Patrick Sohaki for UC Irvine. Sohaki with 3 kills, hitting .400, floats it to Oh, Aaron Kubi on the stuff of Idner, but it was a bad pass by Kalchev at the get-go. 3-2 Irvine.
Yeah, that was a well-hit jump float serve by Sahaki there. Hit it with no spin. A lot of crazy movement on that ball.
Ball's passed by Kalchev high off the net. Reaching high is Tazinski. Doug. Kubi rolls it down the line, but it's out of play for point going to the Matadors. Scores tied at 3s. Tazinski back to serve for CSUN. 3 serving 3.
Kubi not happy with himself on that attempt there. Probably.
Looking for hands each time.
Yeah.
Ball's passed by the Anteaters, and Chuck Morty sets static. Dug by Tomsha. Joust. Appelbach with a double hand pokey. Picked up by Idner. Kalchev rolls off the block. Faley with a hand save. And a double contact on the set by Static. Point going to the Matadors. 4 serving 3.
And again, just another patient shot by Kalchev there. Roll shotting over the right back defender, forcing a tough play out of Faley in middle back.
Serving it up as Tazinski goes cross to Parker. Chakravorty sets back to Appelbach. Appelbach blasts it off of Tomsha, but trying to get it is Kalchev in the front row. Correction, that's Idner. Yeah, they definitely look different, Idner and Kalchev. My bad.
But again, you see that ball's dug pretty far out of play, but Idner's not giving up on that, running across under the antenna, or under the net, outside the antenna, trying to pursue that ball.
4 serving it 4 as Appelbach steps back to serve. He goes down the line on the laser jump serve. Enriquez with the pass, setting the middle to Wetter, who just thumps it. Great play by the Matadors. That was textbook.
Yeah, like that play, like that choice from Idner. You know you're having a lot of opportunities one-on-one in the middle there. Keep feeding them, keep feeding your middles.
Wetter with a float serve to Faley, shoots that to Static, and that falls. Static not too involved tonight as he was last night. Early on, at one point, he had 0 attack errors and 6 kills, and then just kind of disappeared for the rest of the match. So with that, Static has only his 3rd kills, only hitting 100 right now.
Yep.
Aaron Kubi serving for the Anteaters. Jump floats it down the line. Enriquez with a hand pass.
Oh.
And Tazinski tips it wide. Looks like he was out of rhythm on his approach. Was that supposed to be a bic or a pipe?
Yeah, for sure he was going for the bic. I'm not sure why. I don't know if he got tripped up mid-approach or what happened there, but.
Zion Williams, man, blame the shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, pancake on the reception. Kalchev rolls it, dug by Kubi. Chakravorty shoots at the Static, who drops it down. Point going to Irvine, 7-5. Head coach Jeff Campbell pretty active on the coaching side for the Matadors, more active than he was last night. It's like he really wants his second match here.
I think he senses the blood in the water.
Enriquez with a pass, easily dug by Kubi. Out the attack of Shevnuski. Kubi was there on the read, but just could not get underneath it to control it. 6 looking at 7.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic there. Parker's been really good about helping on the middle. He wasn't nowhere to be found on that play.
Idner with 32 assists already for our match. Goes back to serve for the Matadors. Idner jumps across court, pass by Faley, shoot 2. Parker, who rises and rips. Point going to Irvine. Beautiful attack by Parker, the 6'1" outside hitter from Rockland, California.
Yeah, and even though Static's not quite efficient offensively, just setting him the ball makes Northridge have to respect that threat.
Outside attack by Salvery. Tomshaw misses long. He's looking to tool someone, but there's no one there.
Yeah.
Hot and flat, finding nobody home. 9-6 Irvine, the biggest lead for the Anteaters here. No, not correct. They were leading 4-0 in the second set. Static floats it down the line to Tomsha. Correction, to Tazinski. Parker with a stuff of Kalchev on the one-on-one. 10-6 Irvine. Timeout by Coach Campbell, the Matadors. That is a lot of heat being delivered by Kalchev, coming right back at him by the smallest blocker on the court.
Yeah, again, I like what Parker's bringing to the team as an outside hitter. I think he's making these plays, and you can only get fired up for your libero switch to outside hitter when he makes plays like that.
Well, Parker with that block. Okay, they gave him a block assist. They robbed him of a solo. That was all Parker.
Yeah, for sure.
So Scott Static can thank him for padding his stats.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, you know, even though Static's not necessarily killing a ton of balls, just the fact that Chakravorty is setting him is forcing Northridge's blockers to respect Static as an offensive threat. And so once you have that, that's why you're seeing one-on-one opportunities for both Kubi and Parker on the left side, especially on that gap go offense. Oh.
Incoming, watch out. So look at the difference in the offenses for CSUN. They have 2 attackers already in double-digit kills, both hitting well over 415. Actually, add in the third one hitting over 410, just under triple digits. Irvine only has 1 attacker with double-digit kills.
Yeah, Irvine's got to get their other attackers finding some different solutions here. Can't depend on just one attacker to score all your points.
Look at this front row, 6'3", Dante Chakravorty, 6'1", Dave Parker, and a 6'5", Patrick Sohaki. Jump float down the line, hand pass by Tazinski. Going cross body is Zhepnewski. Point going to the Matadors.
Again, more production in the middle for Northridge. Big key of their success last night and right now.
Dimitar Kalchev, the leading server for the Matadors, going back to serve here in set number 3, down 7-10. He goes cross-court, pass by Faley. Chakravorty sets a gap to Parker's save. Sohaki swings away off of Kalchev, middle back, and CSUN trying to get a lift called on the Irvine side. Coach Campbell turning just as red as a Matador uniform right now. 11 serving to 7. While assistant coach Theo Edwards saying next play, Coach Campbell not so happy with the non-call. As Dante Chakravorty goes back to serve at 11-7. Great float serve, hand pass by Enriquez, set in the middle to Zhepnewski, who waffles it long. It's almost like he hit underneath the ball.
Yeah, that pass was a good pass, but Ittner was kind of fading off the net and just set that ball a little bit behind Zhepnewski there.
Chakravorty goes down the line, hand pass by Enriquez, Ittner high out, bad step by to Tazinski. Kubi hand sets to Appleback to the right side. Who's blocked the net? Kubi cover, picks up the dig. Chakravorty out to Parker. Double contact called on the setter. Oh, cats and dogs are getting along. And the Dodgers love the Giants. Oh my goodness, they called a double on the starting setter on the second ball off serve receive. 8 looking at 12.
Was that a makeup call for the lift that Northridge was wanting?
Probably. That was kind of tight there. Roll shot by Parker falls, and it's the beach game inside the Bren Center as Parker with a soft roll falls at 13-8.
Again, Parker just bringing a totally different look, totally different dimension to Irvine's offense here and defense.
You know, it's highly likely these same 2 teams will see each other in the quarterfinals of the Big West tournament in Hawaii. It's like tonight they're just basically playing who's going to get the higher seed.
Yep.
Parker steps back to serve, or the right to play Hawaii in the semifinal is what you can look at it as. Falls pass by Enriquez. Ittner out 2. I believe that's Tazinski. Tazinski puts it away cross court for point Matadors. Great inside swing by Maciej Tazinski. He saw that little alley cross court and took advantage of it.
Tazinski's had a lot of success exactly with that shot. Let's see if Irvine can make some adjustments here.
Savri Tomsha jump serves it long for point, going to the Anteaters. 14 serving to 9. As Patrick Sohaki goes back to serve. So hockey, 4 kills off of 6 attempts and 1 error, hitting .500. He's got 2 block assists as well as a solo block. Hand pass by Enriquez. Ittner to the right side. The Tom shot rejected by Kubi and Static. 15-9, and Coach Campbell quickly takes a second and final timeout. Down 15-9 here in set number 3. What are we seeing here in the changeup for Irvine, Nate?
Yeah, Irvine's able to capitalize on some defensive opportunities, just like you saw on that last block by Kubi. Both teams are still passing at a high level in this set. Northridge is at 73% in system to Irvine 71% in system. So again, serving maybe not as tough as we've seen with some other opponents, but right now it's just a matter of who can be more efficient offensively and who can come up with stops defensively.
Well, we're going to talk about service errors here because that's been the topic of the night. CSUN, 11 service errors versus UC Irvine's 4.
Yeah, you know, we talk about this a lot. I mean, especially on the men's game with how high of a rate that the side out percentage is on in-system passes are, you've got to be able to serve tough. You've got to be able to get teams out of system. And maybe that means you're going to miss some more serves, but the alternative is easy. If the alternative is easy serves that are easily handled by the opponent, then it's just as good as a missed serve, essentially.
So I've heard a lot of different theories on what a good ratio is. What is a good ratio on the college level versus on the international level?
I actually don't really care too much about that number. And the reason why is because when you're talking about service errors and service aces, you're only accounting for a small percentage of the total serves that you're talking about here. There's a lot that's happening with those other serves that factor into whether you're serving tough or not.
Daniel Wetter with a blast in the middle right out of the timeout. 10 looking at 15 as the Matadors reach double digits. And that's why we have Nate Go here on the analyst side, because he tells it the way it is. You've got Zazinski, a tough serve. Chakraborty sets out to Kubi. Blocked at the net by Ittner. Save, but they're calling it off the antenna. But which way? I'm kind of confused here. There's a pancake. Did the pancake go into the antenna?
Looks like the down ref had a under the net call or across the center line call there.
Okay, so it's 11-15 for CSUN. Anteater's not arguing it, so we won't try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Tazinski jump serve pass by Parker. Chakraborty to Appleback. Appleback off the right side block of Kalchev for the put away, and it's 16-11.
It's good vision by Alphabach there. Kalchev made a pretty big move diving into Alphabach's cross-court shot. He saw that and just was able to adjust his shot accordingly. Hit Kalchev off of his kind of armpits there for the point.
Jump serve off the tape. Ball's passed out of play. It should have been a double, and they caught it. That's a great officiating job by Jesse Martinez. And he's trying to play the denial act here, even though we saw it here on our side as well. The ball hit Ittner in the chin and then rolled off his chest onto his forearms. Not only a double, but a triple contact.
Yeah, you know, I've heard the argument that that's one motion there, so it's not necessarily a double.
But it's a triple because it's chest. I could get the chest off the bicep, but off the forearm for the second one.
I only saw two. But.
It's like your Hot Wheels set. You know, it just kind of goes around that loop. That's one contact, right? Jump serve by Appleback for the ace. Point going to Irvine. And there's actually life in the Brandon Center for the Irvine crowd down at 18-11.
Nice job by Appleback here, putting some pressure from the service line on Northridge.
Appleback from starter to non-starter to back to starter here in the third set.
Wow.
We've had a few different lineups on the Anteater side. Hard to track right now. Different libros, different outside attackers. Great serve by Appleback, set out to Kalchev. Kalchev swings high, dug by Parker. Bump backs it by Faley. Kubi swings, dug by Enriquez. Ittner sets back to Tomsha, who's rejected by Static and Kubi. And they're calling a net on the block. Irvine just had their balloon deflated. 12 looking at 18. And I think R2, Tony Chan, is calling it on Scott Static. I'm in not a good position to call it, but hey, we'll trust them. Referees are people
net,
too.
Yeah, there was definitely some net movement there. Hard to tell if that was the ball going into the net that forced it or not. But
subbing in for CSUN is Daniel Minkov, the 6'4" freshman setter from Sofia, Bulgaria. Coming in for Daniel Wetter, the 6'5" middle from Camarillo. Float serve by Minkov, pass by Kubi. Chakravorty out to Kubi, tips it down the line. Ittner didn't even go put his hands up on the block. It's like he's expecting to be tooled, so he didn't go up. Minkov checks back out for Wetter on the Matador side, 19-12.
Yeah, that's definitely a strategy to defend against that throw by Kubi. But your back row's got to know that you're doing it.
Tomsha just wobbles it, dug by Kubi. Static goes wrist away, dug by Kalchev, bumps it by Enriquez. Kalchev on the swing, blocked at the net, picked it by Kalchev. Ittner sets out to Kalchev. Kalchev swings cross court. Oh. That goes wide, and there's frustration visibly showing on the Matador side. 20 serving at 12, and Kalchev taking himself out of the game right now. He is extremely frustrated with himself. He's got to get it together here if he wants to get this set. Float serve to Kalchev by Kubi, sets in the middle. Kalchev dug by Kubi. We got a lift call on the set, right call. Actually a double. Point going to the Matadors, 13 serving to 20. Taylor Ittner back to serve, the 6'4" redshirt freshman from Meadow Vista, California. I believe it's Placer High School. Sacramento area, I believe.
Northern California.
Ittner with a jump serve for CSUN, goes into the net. 21 serving at 13, and we got a yellow card being awarded or distributed to CSUN's Enriquez, who is frustrated after that service into the net. He spiked the ball onto the court, went up into the bottom UCI banner beneath the scoreboard. That's a really good swing, though, by Enriquez, I have to admit.
Comes from a deep volleyball family, for sure.
Yeah, put him at outside. He has as good an arm as Kalchev. 21 serving at 13. I understand the frustration when your team is up, but don't lose it here. As Scott Static goes back to serve for the Anteaters. Floats it down the line, pass by Kaczynski. Middle attack by Shepnewski, falls on the ground. I don't even think Static made it back to his defensive position to be anywhere near that ball. 14 looking at 21.
Yeah, not going to be digging balls if you're not getting over there.
Kalchev going back to serve for the Matadors. Kalchev, 10 kills, hitting .333 for CSUN. Goes cross court, pass by Faley. Chakravorty back to Appelbach. Appelbach rolls it down the line. Enriquez unable to come up with it. 22 serving to 14. And looks like Enriquez may have, he skinned his hip on that. That can't feel too good.
No.
Skin graft on the Brent Event Center floor.
I know what that feels like. That's not going to be fun in the shower.
Just put a little Bengay on it. Make it hurt even more. Ball's hand pass by Enriquez. Ittner sets the middle, and the attack goes into the net. And look at that, the middle blaming the setter on the set. I think there's a miscommunication because Shepnewski is looking at Ittner saying, hey, you got to push that out like it's supposed to be a shoot set.
Yeah.
Chakravorty floats it down the line. Kalchev high pass to Ittner, back to Tomsha, who's rejected by Parker, who fist pumps big time, and we have our first set point for Irvine. 24 serving to 14. Dude, that's not David Parker, that's Peter Parker, the Spider-Man at the net. Floats her down the line, pass by Enriquez. Ittner sets back to Tomsha. Tomsha dug by Chakravorty, but falls on the floor in front of Kubi. 15 serving to 24. We have 9 set point opportunities for the Anteaters. They can't do it here.
Yeah, but you know, I like that repeat set by Ittner, you know, giving Tomsha a little bit of confidence, especially after getting stuffed by Parker a couple times here.
Paul Shepnewski back to serve for CSUN, floats it cross court and long as Eaters are on the board, taking the third set. 25-15 as our best of 5 matchup stands. 2-1 in favor of the Matadors. All right, break it down for me, Nate.
Yeah, just you know, I think you got to give a ton of credit to Parker right now, just providing a big time spark for the needs of you to be successful. Yeah, you've had some injuries. You know, your coaches are trying to figure out what the best lineup is. There's been a ton of shuffling with lineups, you know, and so you can use that as an excuse. But at the end of the day, if you're on the court, you've got to find a way to produce. And again, really like what just the spark that Parker's bringing, both offensively and defensively.
Dimitar Kalchev starts off service here in our fourth set, up 2-1 on the Anteaters. Kalchev has 10 kills, hitting .333, delivers pass by Faley, Chakravorty. Big, actually, pipe to Kubi, drops on the line, point going to Irvine. First time we've seen that set tonight. Usually Kubi's coming around on that 40 ball.
Yeah, hard to run in the 40 when the setter gets pushed over to the right side of the court, but you like that spacing by Kubi there.
Float, jump float by Parker, hand pass by Enriquez, set in the middle to Shevnewski, puts it away. Point going to the Matadors.
And you can see there Kubi's thinking about trying to help against the middle. He kind of had a little half jump in there. I think he's got to allow himself to stay in there, get bunched in a little bit closer.
Fifth kill for Shevnewski as he goes back to serve. Pass by Kubi. Bumps at to Kubi at the outside. Brushes off the block. Matadors unable to dig it out and get it over for point going to Irvine. Just want to add in for offensively on the Matadors side. Salvary Tomsha, 17 kills, hitting .345. Maciej Tazinski, 9 kills, hitting .421. Kalchev, 10 kills, hitting .333. Patrick Sohaki serving it up for the Anteaters. Floats it cross court. Pass by Tazinski. Set in the middle of the wetter. And Chakravorty tries to stab it up top, but unable to control it. Serving two.
Nice choice by Ittner there. Pass just a little bit off the net, about 8-9 feet off. Still able to run his offense through the middle. Nice choice.
Going back to serve is Maciej. Correction, not Maciej. It's Kazavri Tomsha for the Matadors. Tomsha on the jump serve, and he aces Faley, who passes it into Carl Appelbach's hindside. 3 serving to 2.
Yeah, nice serve by Tomsha there. Usually you see that with lefties where they've got that kind of sideways spin and it's got a little bit of a tail there. Yeah, don't see it quite as often with right-handers, but that's what we got out of Tomsha in that last serve.
Tomsha again, passed by Parker. Chakravorty back to Appelbach. Appelbach rolls it, dug by Ittner. Enriquez hand sets right side to Tomsha. Tomsha dug by Parker. Chakravorty sets back to Appelbach. Appelbach stuffed. Solo by Tazinski, but I'm sure Wetter will get the assist. They're just robbing the little guys on the pins of their solo blocks tonight. 4 serving to 2. Yeah, sure he showed up, but he's like 2 steps late, and there's a huge seam.
Yeah. Joe Trinzi, formerly the women's national team technical coordinator, just put out a blog post exactly about that, measuring blocking.
Service ace for point, going to the Matadors, now up 5-2. Looks like there's some miscommunication between Parker and Kubi, serving in area 5.
That's a nice serve by Tomsha, just getting that ball right in the seam between those two passers.
Timeouts taken by the Anteaters. They are down by 3, 5-2 in our fourth set. Matadors came out with a lot of passion after that loss in the third.
Yeah.
I wonder what Coach Campbell told his players. Any guesses, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're up 2-0, and then you drop that third set 25-15, and you know that you're playing at a much higher level than that. You know, and so whatever Coach Campbell said to his team definitely got them fired up and kind of got them regrouped and refocused, off to a nice start in this fourth set.
So other action in tonight's Division I/II volleyball. You have Long Beach State at UC San Diego. Don't have any scores there. Could get them, but I won't quite yet. You have UC Santa Barbara at Hawaii. That's going to be happening at 9:30-ish our time. Concordia at Pepperdine. Pepperdine took that 3-0. Stanford at Grand Canyon with Stanford the winner on that one, 3-0. And you got UCLA at USC. That's 2-1 in favor of the Bruins, who are up 3-2 in our fourth set. So a lot of action happening that all have playoff implications or seeding implications in the conference tournaments.
And I believe I saw Hawaii's sold out the Stan Sheriff Center for senior night.
Oh, it's going to be rocking in the Stan Sheriff Center. I wish I could be in there.
Nobody does senior night like Hawaii does. It is an incredible atmosphere on senior night for both the men's and women's volleyball teams there.
Sabri Tomshaw back to serve 5-2 with back-to-back aces on the Anteaters. Tomshaw serves it to Parker, I believe, who takes it. Set out to Kubi. Kubi roll shot. Digging out of play is Enriquez. That's like a 3/4 speed shot. Enriquez is expecting a bomb.
Yeah, Enriquez not happy with himself on that one. He knew he should have had that dig.
Kubi is the master craftsman of French roll shots. Or sweet rolls, French rolls. I couldn't resist. The master chef of sweet rolls. 3-5. Appleback on the serve. Kalchev passes off the net. Ittner there on the hand pass. Swinging away is Tomshaw. One-hand dig. And trying to dump it over on two is Chakravorty. Kubi just stuck out a limb and luckily got underneath it, but it was too much of a line drive for Chakravorty to control. 6-3. It's do or die set for Irvine here in set number 4. Tazinski with a tough serve pass by Parker. Shoots set to Static, who's been quiet for serve 6, but it's a low set. You can see that his arm wasn't fully extended on the attack.
Yeah, but again, Chakravorty forcing Static from way off the net there. When the next time that Irvine has an insistent pass, that's what puts pressure on Northridge, Northridge's blockers.
Kubi floats it down the line. Looks like it misses just wide. My sideline's covered, so we'll just trust our lines official.
Just wide there. But yeah, just like I was saying with Static, if you can establish him as a threat, that's going to leave your pin hitters one-on-one, especially on the left side there.
Wetter with a serve. Static shoots it again, but inside the block of Shepnuski. 5 looking at 8. Irvine trying to find a rhythm still. Static back to serve for the Anteaters. On that play, Static records his 6th kill, now hitting 286. Static floats it down the line, passed by to Zinski. Ittner out to Kalchev. Kalchev off the block. Flipper dig by Appleback, but there on the overpass is Shepnuski on the charity set. Flipper dig or pancake, which is more effective? Top debate of the decade. 9-5 here in set number 4. Matadors up 2-1 after taking the first 25-17 and the second 25-23. Irvine jumps back into the mix, taking the third 25-15. Jumper pass by Parker, bumps that out of the back row to Kubi. And the tickler off the twine falls out of the back row. 6-9. The actual description I had probably wouldn't have gone off very well.
You gotta give a lot of credit to Parker there, who laid out for a really well-placed serve by Ittner, just diving out, saving the ace, and allowing Chakravorty to put the ball in a position for Kubi to take a swing at.
Yeah, Parker went horizontal on that one to get that save off that tough serve. 6-9. Chakravorty floats to Kalchev outside 1-on-1. It's Kasabri Thompson. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you establish your middle attack. Yeah, you saw Sohaki there just popping with Northridge's middle attacker. Yeah.
He took the bait.
Yep, leaving Tomshaw one-on-one.
Dimitar Kalchev back to serve for CSUN. Jump serve. Passed by Kubi perfectly to the net. Swinging away Sohaki, digging it, picking it up on the overpass is Faley. Right side attack by Parker goes long. Point going to CSUN. 11 serving to 6.
Great dig in the back by Northridge, just giving themselves opportunities here.
Kalchev serving it up once again for CSUN, and the UCI faithful chanting UCI. Kalchev has 0 aces tonight. He's on fire last night. Parker rolls it high line with a beach shot. That was a la Nick Lucena style. 7 serving 11. Parker back to serve. Or Taylor Crabb style. I mean, little guys on the beach tour. Parker on the jump serve. Goes off the tape. Passed by Enriquez. Ittner out to Thompson's rejected. Ball dug over the net by Enriquez. Chakravorty sets Kubi. Kubi swings away. Dug by Enriquez. Ittner sets out to Tazinski. Dug by Faley. Hand set by Chakravorty. Double contact. Called on the set, which I do not blame. There's so much rotation off that dig by Faley. That thing had its own gravitational field. There was so much rotation.
Good defensive effort by Irvine, though.
12 serving to 7. Float serve, dirty ace serve. It's saved, actually. R2 Tony Chan calling it dead, so it is a dirty ace. 13 serving to 7. Matadors getting a little momentum on their side. You can see them yelling to each other, come on, let's get this. Paul Shebnuski serving it up for the Matadors. Jump floats it. This one goes into the string. 8 serving to 13 here in set number 4. As Patrick Sohaki goes back to serve. Sohaki 4 kills, hitting .429, has a solo block and 3 block assists. Sohaki floats it cross court, passed by Tazinski. Ittner sets back to Tomshaw, dug by Parker. Chakravorty there on the set. Kubi off the block, saved. Picking it up is Kubi on the overpass. Chakravorty sets out to Kubi. Kubi swings off the block for the put away. Point going to Irvine. 9 serving to 13.
Nice offense there by Chakravorty. Northridge's blockers they had no idea who was going to get that set. That's what makes that gap go offense so tough. It's the difference between the set for the gap and the go is really hard to distinguish, especially when they're running that fast with Kubi.
Jump float by Sohaki goes cross court to Tazinski, set in the middle by Wetter. Static with a stuff. Point going to the Anteaters, 10 looking at 13. Coach Campbell looking and thinking about taking a timeout, and he does. Not liking the 3-point run by the Anteaters. It's interesting what Aaron Kubi is offering offensively for UC Irvine. Speak to me on some of your thoughts on take care of things offensively.
I don't know. You see that a lot with the Polish outside hitters internationally. They love that shot, and they actually had to adjust the rule because of them.
The Polish rule?
Yeah.
Sohaki jump floats it, pass by Tazinski, set back out to Tazinski, who knocks it off the block and out of play for point going to the Matadors. Clearing the 3-point run by the Anteaters, 14-10, CSUN. Stepping back to serve as Savri Thompson, who's been rather quiet here in our later sets.
Yeah, but Tazinski's doing a great job filling in for that in that role.
Tomsha, 18 kills, hitting .344 for the Matadors. Applebach steps in on the pass, set by Parker to Applebach. Applebach hits it at Salri. Tomsha unable to dig and control the attack by Applebach. 11-14, Applebach back to serve.
Like that swing by Applebach. I think earlier in the season you would have seen a lot more roll shots, a lot more conservative play in that situation. Like that he's taking a bigger rip now.
Applebach records his 8th kill on that last ball. Ittner sets out to Tomsha. Bad set. Should have been a net violation. Kubi swings away and gets the point for Irvine. It was very clear that Maciej Tazinski's foot hit the net inside the antenna, and none of the officials saw that, but Nonetheless, Irvine got the point at 12-14. He's falling back because the set was so far off the net that he had to kick his foot forward to get underneath it. Applebach jump serve, pass by Kalchev, set in the middle to Wetter, dug by Faley, but goes out of play. 15 serving to 12. Irvine trying to push a fifth set tiebreak. Down 12-15 here in set number 4.
That's a big play by Wetter. Any production that Northridge can get in the middle takes a lot more pressure away from their pin blockers to produce.
Static drop in the rock in the middle. Point Irvine 13-15, and the volume is getting turned up by the Anteater fans. Aaron Kuby going back to serve. That is Static's 7th kill, now hitting .333 on the Eater side. Jump float by Kuby, floats along for point, going to the Matadors. 16 serving to 13. Subbing in to serve once again is our other Bulgarian from Sofia, Daniel Minkov, wearing number 23, leaving number 10, Daniel Wetter, the 6'5" redshirt freshman middle from Harwood Heights, Illinois. Minkov stands left, back on his serve. Bad pass by Kuby. Applebach has to step in on the jump on the bump set. Parker has to poke it with his left hand. Kalchev swings down the line, dug by Kuby. Chakravorty out to Parker. Parker swings wide. Point going to the Matadors. 17-13.
Minkov's been doing a really nice job getting Northridge opportunities to score points. He's point scoring at 71%. He's scored on 5 out of his 7 serves so far.
Minkov back to serve again, 17-13. Floats it down the line to Kuby. Tight pass, Chakravorty, and Kalchev on the joust, saved by the Anteaters. Parker swings off the block, dug by Tomcha. Ittner sets middle to Shepnewski, who hits it into the net. That was just too low of a set. Yeah, break for the Anteaters.
Big break for Irvine there. Looked like that ball slipped out of Ittner's hands.
Wetter checks back in for Minkov as Enriquez Libro comes in. Substitution for Irvine coming in for serving purposes. Number 5, Johnny Bowles. Number 13, Scott Static. Bowles in need of a tough serve here on the Anteater side to push this to a 5th set tiebreak. Bowles stands at 6'5", the freshman from Chandler, Arizona. Jump serves up, goes cross-court, pass by Tazinski over the net. We have a beyond the net violation, or back row, yes, beyond the net violation called against Taylor Ittner. He's contesting the call, but he gives up kind of quickly, realizes that referee Jesse Martinez is correct, 15-17. But Coach Campbell not wanting to give up the fight. As Bowles goes back to serve once again. Bowles takes his routine, takes a swipe, goes cross-court, pass by Kalchev. Ittner sets out to Kalchev. Kalchev blocked, tipped, picked up by Parker. Ball goes over the net, and Parker and Sohaki go into the twine on the overpass. Point going to the Matadors, 18-15. Just a little ugly play to end that rally right there.
Yeah, both Ittner and Shepnewski both wanted the kill on that overpass. It worked out for Northridge, but not pretty.
Ittner with a jump serve pass by Kuby. Chakravorty to Sohaki, dug by Enriquez, but out of play. Great swing by Patrick Sohaki, recording only his 5th kill of the night, but he only has 1 hitting error.
Chakravorty's been doing a nice job of feeding his middles.
He's hitting .500. Static hitting .333. Total of 12 kills for the UC Irvine middles. 16 serving to 18. It's crunch time here in the Brenna Venn Center if you're an Anteater fan.
Irvine's got to find some solutions here defensively.
Jump float down the line, pass by Kalchev. Ittner sets out to Salvatore, who's blocked at the net by Sohaki. Ittner sets outside to Kalchev. Kalchev off the block and over to us. Point going to the Matadors, 19-16. Kalchev, probably CSUN's deadliest server, going back to the service line, leads the Matadors with service aces here in 2019 with 43. That's 0.5 aces per set. Kalchev delivers cross-court pass by Kubi. Chakravorty on the pipe to Kubi. Dug by Ittner. Bumps it by Enriquez. Kalchev swings away. Ball goes long. And the Matadors looking for a touch, but each lines official quickly saying out of play. 17-19. Anteaters on the break. You have a front row of Kubi, Applebach, and Sohaki going up against Ittner, Tomsha, and Tazinski.
Right now it seems like Coach Campbell knows that his team is hungry for this win, and they're kind of on the verge just emotionally of getting a little bit out of control. He's doing a nice job trying to temper those emotions, keeping them in check.
Parker on the serve for Irvine, goes down the line to Tazinski. Ittner sets the middle to Shepnewski, easily picked up by Irvine, and Carl Applebach luckily cuts it cross court, trying to pick it at the out ball was Ittner, thinking it was in play. 18-19. Can the Irvine Anteaters make the push? Parker serving once again for UC Irvine. For Applebach, 9th kill of the night. Ball's passed by Enriquez. Ittner sets out to Tazinski, who's blocked by Sohaki and Applebach. We've got 19s across the board. And the Eater faithful now on their feet in the stands. And looks like Coach Campbell is going to take his second timeout, I believe, which he does. And he's speaking directly to his setter, Taylor Ittner, 19-19.
Cutting a short serve here and bringing some heat on the next serve. Kind of giving Northridge some different looks and putting the pressure on them to perform.
Parker back to serve out of the timeout, 19-19. Ball's served off the net, pass by Enriquez, back set to Tomsha, dug by Chakravorty, goes over the net, hand pass by Enriquez, back set to Tomsha, dug by Faley, set by Chakravorty, Kubi at the outside, swings away, and it's blocked at the net by Tomsha and Shepnewski, 20-19. Substitution for the Matadors. For the first time, we're seeing Lucas Tim, 6'6" senior outside hitter from Lake Elsinore, California, Temescal Canyon High School, for serving purposes. Ball's passed by Kubi. Chakravorty out to Sohaki. Ball's dug by Tim, but he digs it out of play, and we're tied at 20s. Substitution back in, Paul Shepnewski for Lucas Tim. Patrick Sohaki back to serve for the Anteaters. Sohaki, the quiet hero here tonight so far for the Anteaters. 6 kills, 1 error, hitting .556, 4 block assists, and a solo.
Yeah, he's exactly right. He's been producing for Irvine very quietly. You haven't heard his name said too much, but he's definitely bringing a nice spark on the Irvine side here.
Tazinski with a pass off the net, backs it to Tomsha. He's blocked at the net, saved, free ball. Picked up by Static. Chakravorty sets back to Applebach one-on-one, and he blasted off of Tomsha, playing defense right in area 2, and he takes a shelling. Irvine with the advantage at 21-20. Great set by Chakravorty, even better swing by Applebach.
Yeah, that was a sharp angle by Applebach there.
Sohaki jump floats it into the net. We got Blackjacks, 21-21. So consistent up until that point, Nate. We jinxed them.
I think you can definitely sense the shift in urgency from both sides of the net. Just both teams hungry for this win.
Going back to service, Salvery Tomsha for the Matadors. Tomsha passed by Parker perfectly. Chakravorty is Static, who hammers it, and that is the most emotion we've seen from Static tonight. His biceps were actually showing on the flex. 22-21, Appleback back to serve.
Give Parker credit there. Nice pass, allowing Chakravorty to get that ball to Static.
Appleback on the jump serve, goes down the line, pass by Enriquez. Ittner sets out to Tazinski, dug by Parker, tipped down, picked up by Faley. Parker, hand sets outside to Appleback, tipped, dug by Ittner, hand set by Enriquez to the right side to Tomcha. Tomcha swings, blocked at the net, over the net. Parker on the pickup. Chakravorty shoots to Kubi, roll shot down. Kubi with a little off-speed shot gives the Eaters a 2-point lead. 23-21, great play by the Frenchman. (23-21) Appleback back to serve for Kubi. That was kill number 18. He's hitting 400 on night. Tough serve by Appleback. Ittner sets back to Kalchev. Kalchev dug by Parker, over. Pass by Enriquez. Ittner back to Kalchev. Net violation by Kubi as Static lands on top of Kubi's head and he ends up falling into the net. 22 serving at 23.
And I was wondering what Coach Campbell was so upset about with Ittner, and I think that was the answer right there. Set Kalchev the ball.
Tazinski on the jump serve. Pass by Kubi. Chakravorty sets Kubi. Kubi swings away. Save by Ittner. Tomsha bumps it outside to Kalchev, who's rejected. Ball's up net. Static on the save. Chakravorty out to Kubi. Kubi, roll shot. Falls on the Matador side. We have set point Irvine serving the 22. Aaron Kubi doing his conference roll shot, beach shot, a la Tilly style. That's right, Carolina Tilly and Laurent Tilly, greetings from the USA. Kubi for set point, 24-22, floats it cross court. Enriquez with a hand pass. Set in the middle by Ittner, blocked by Parker. Oh, Parker, even Static is pointing at Parker, and we are going 5. And like that, it's tied 2 sets apiece, and there is energy back in the brand. And while that was happening, USC and UCLA are going 5 as USC takes the fourth, 25-22. Yep, high drama and stakes here on the line in Division I, 2.
You know, almost doing a little bit too much, or they want it so badly that they're kind of getting in their own head a little bit.
We got the same starters as in set number 4. Why fix it if it's not broken on the Anteater side? Coach Campbell going with the same starters from the original first set. Dimitar Kalchev to start off with service, hoping to get some serves right off the bat. It's a race to 15. Wow. Dimitar Kalchev back to serve for the Matadors. Jumper pass by Kubi perfectly to Dante. In the middle, so hockey. He hits it wide. Actually, he's getting overruled by Jesse Martinez. Eyes blocked, but did you have a better angle on that?
I didn't, but I mean, it looked like a good swing from here.
1-0, Chakravorty on the jump float. Kalchev with a pass to Ittner, right side to Tomcha. Tomcha off the block of Parker and out of play. 1-1. That's a matchup to watch. Tomcha against Parker at that right pin.
Yeah, and there was a very distinct difference in that shot by Tomcha. Not trying to hit it down. He hit it high and flat off the top of the fingertips of the Irvine blockers there.
Going back to service, Paul Shepnuski for CSUN. He jump floats it to Kubi. It's a bad pass. Faley has a bump set to the outside of Appleback on his offhand. Roll picked up by Ittner. Shepnuski has to set right side to Tomcha. Tomcha rolls it. He's stuffed. Kalchev with a save goes over on 2. Parker with a hand pass. Chakravorty back to Kubi on the 40, and he's stuffed at the net. 2 serving to 1. That was such an opportunity for Irvine, but a great block by the Matadors.
Yeah, that's a really good. That's really good awareness by Northridge there. You got Appleback, who they're not super comfortable. Irvine's not super comfortable setting on the left side. Nice job by Northridge's blockers prioritizing Kubi in that situation.
Shepnuski floats it into the twine, and we're tied at 2s. In case you're wondering, UCLA, USC tied 4-4 in the 5th set up in Galen Center. David Parker back to serve for the Anteaters. Parker with 7 kills, hitting .267. Jump serves, cross-court pass by Enriquez. Set by Ittner, right side of Tomcha, blocked at the net by Sohaki and Kubi. Tomcha gonna get a second chance, he rolls it, he's stuffed again. Sohaki, Superman at the outside with a stuff block. I call it a stuff block because it wasn't got full penetration with power.
But that's exactly what you're talking about, right? Sohaki's been quietly having a great night, and it's on plays like that, right? It's not super glamorous, it's not a straight down block, but he's doing the things that Irvine needs to be in the match and get them back into this match.
Blue collar style of play, grinding, gritting it, and getting it done. 3 serving it to Irvine. Parker serving it up again. He rolls it on the off-speed jump serve, picked up by the Matadors. Tomcha tips it, blocked at the net. Center line violation called against the Matadors. Looks like either, I couldn't tell if it's Wetter or Tomcha that came under. You just know there's a black shoe underneath the net, and it's 4-2 Irvine. Or maybe it'd been both of them. Parker serving it up, the 6-1 Libero converted outside for this match here. Tough serve, save. Wow, they didn't call the set. It's a one-hand save. Chakravorty sets back to Alphabach. Alphabach rolls it inside the block of Tazinski. 5-2 Irvine. Coach Campbell taking a timeout, and rightfully so. Irvine rolling. Excellent play by the Anteaters out of the intermission. Carl Appelbach taking care of business with that roll shot. 11th kill, hitting .381.
Got to give a lot of credit again. I'm going to ride this train. David Parker just providing the spark for Irvine right now, doing it at the service line. He ended that last set on a nice service run. He's doing it again, forcing Northridge into a timeout. I mean, I cannot say enough for the contribution that David Parker has had on this match tonight.
No doubt, and even that last serve, that toss was a little too far in front of him. He is smart enough to throw a off-speed jump serve, and it caught the Matadors off guard, having the pass going biased to the right side, and Ittner having just to throw up a high ball to the pin.
Exactly. So let's see what kind of reaction or response that we get from Northridge here. I think they've been kind of almost shell-shocked emotionally a little bit with Irvine's response. So can they find their own response here towards the end of this match?
We're coming out of the timeout. Irvine leading 5-2 here in set number 5. It's high-stakes drama here in our 5th set tiebreak. Irvine down 0-2. Trying to push this to a 5th set tiebreak and are now up 5-2 in the 5th with the unsung heroes, heroic play of Patrick Sohaki and David Parker inserted in the lineup, and Libero, A.J. Faley. Parker jumps, serves, pass by Kalchev, bias to the left side, swinging away at the net is Tazinski, Appelbach, and Sohaki on the double denial. 6 serving at 2. And I think Sohaki and Appelbach are in Tazinski's head at the left pin at this point.
Yep.
Expect a tip or a roll shot right now from Tazinski.
It's a great call.
Parker jumps it again, down the line, pass by Kalchev, better pass this time, and knocking to death. Oh, great dig by Faley. Kubi swings off the block, point Irvine. Campbell gonna argue the call, but that was clearly popped up by Faley. 7 serving at 2, and Irvine fans on their feet. Timeout and final timeout taken by Jeff Campbell and the Matadors. Beautiful save by A.J. Faley going horizontal.
Yeah, that's a name that
been the man tonight, but unexpectedly so.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, let's see Northridge's body language out here. They're I think they're again just a little bit shell-shocked right now, and I'd like to see a little bit more fire from them. Let's see if they can create some energy with some good play here.
That's when you need that, make that cell phone call to Andrea Becker. Coach Bex, are you out there somewhere? David Parker back to serve, 7 serving at 2 here in our 5th set tiebreak. Anteaters with the lead. Cross court jumps are passed by Kolchev. Kolchev on the attack. Bailey on the dig. Got a net violation, and claiming it is Sohaki right off the bat. Parker actually got it. So Sohaki's probably wishing he didn't raise his hand.
They called it way before he raised his hand.
3 serving to 7. There is no video challenge here, so he could have got away with it. Salvi Tomshaw back to serve for the Matadors here in set number 5. Cross court serve misses wide. Point Irvine. 8 serving to 3 on the side switch. Eaters up. Tied 2 sets apiece here in our Big West Conference showdown. Can the Anteaters sustain this 5-point lead? Or will the Matadors make a final run?
As the teams are switching sides, I've got to say I'm not crazy about Northridge's body language right now. I think they're
in a funk.
They're in a funk, if that's how you want to call it. But Irvine is definitely, they've earned the ability to earn the shift in this match for sure.
Tazinski with the pass, Tazinski with the attack. He goes cross court. Sohaki, not the best defender, takes it at his feet as he rotates off for A.J. Faley, the libero, for serving at 8. Maciej Tazinski serving.
Yeah, and you can even see, even with that last kill, just Northridge is like, they've just got this.
They didn't have the energy.
They're
the aura.
Yeah.
The countenance. The vibe. The karma.
All the above.
Krasinski on the jump serve. Ball's passed by Faley. Chakravorty back to Appelbach. Appelbach 1-on-1. Taking it downtown for the pound. 9 serving 4. Appelbach in a little groove here now. That's his, I believe, 12th kill. He's hitting .409.
And again, Faley there with a perfect pass, making it all happen.
Great serve by Appelbach. One hand set by Ittner. Kolchev off the block. Point going to the Matadors. Excellent swing off the one-hand save by Ittner. 5 serving 9. We got a substitution for the Matadors. Daniel Minkoff in for Daniel Wetter. We've been seeing this substitution for serving purposes, and it's been pretty effective from what Nate Go's been saying.
Yeah, it's got 1 ace. It's gotten Irvine out of system 50% of the time. Scored 5 out of 8 served. Let's see if he can add to that tally.
Minkoff listed at 6'4", the freshman from Sofia, Bulgaria. Steps back for the jump serve from the right sideline. Jump floats it to Kubi. Chakravorty out to Kubi. Kubi swings away in the deep corner. Point Irvine, 10 serving 5. Ittner taking down his hands a little early, expecting the tool shot off the block as Wetter comes back in for Minkoff.
Yeah, and even with Minkoff's serve there, you can just see the kind of timidness that's come over on the Northridge side.
Float serve to Enriquez. They caught a lift on the reception. I have not seen that before. The libero getting an overhand pass lift.
You know, I have to say, as I was watching watching matches to prepare for this, I felt like when Enriquez takes that ball, he does hold it a little long. So can't say I'm surprised by the call.
Kubi serves Enriquez again. Ittner out to Kolchev. Kolchev blocked by Chakravorty. Saved by, I believe it's Ittner. Free ball, passed by Kubi. Chakravorty to Static, and he hits it wide. He tried to go cross body on that shot, ended up turning a little too much.
Yep.
6 serving 11 as Taylor Ittner goes back to serve. From the looks of what's happening up at Galen, SC may upset UCLA. Jump serve passed by Kubi. Chakravorty sets outside to Parker, and the Spider-Man. Parker delivers. 12 serving 6. Substitution, they're bringing Johnny Bowles in. The 6'5" freshman opposite hitter in for serving purposes. Oh, he grew 2 inches on the board. It's 6'7" from Chandler, Arizona. 12 serving to 6 as he stands on the left sideline, about 10 feet off the end line. Jump serve, tosses up, goes off the tape, pass by Enriquez. Ittner back to Kalchev, who's blocked at the net by none other than the two quiet contributors, Sohaki and Parker. 13 serving to 6.
You saw Sohaki look like he prioritized Kalchev. They knew that that Northridge wanted to go to Kalchev in this situation here.
And they'll go back to him again right now. Johnny Bowles serving up again, 13-6. Bowles goes down the line, pass by Kalchev. Ittner in the middle, blocked by Sohaki. Set out to Tomsha, off the block, dug by Bowles. Chakravorty outside to Parker, blocked, and it goes down and in. That's Kalchev and Shepnewski on the double trouble. 7 serving to 13. Static checks back in for Bowles. Kalchev back to serve if Northridge wants to make a run. This is the server you want at the line. Their leading server on the Matador side. Kalchev stands at 6'4", the senior outside. Jump serve, goes down the line, pass by Parker. Chakravorty, one-hand set, and it falls on the Anteater side. 8 serving to 13. No movement on the Anteater's bench. Well, actually, I just realized Coach Nippen's standing with the players, so maybe he's just contemplating life. Should I take this timeout? Kalchev serving, 8 looking at 13 here in set number 5. Kalchev on the jumper, throws it cross-court, pass by Faley. In the middle, Sohaki, and of course he delivers. And it is match point Irvine as Sohaki gets his 8th kill, hitting 636. Dante Chakravorty back to serve. It'd be fitting if Parker or Sohaki got this match point. Float serve off the tape, pass by Kalchev, saved by Ittner. Sorry, Tomsha blocked at the net, and center line violation against Tomsha. Sorry, point, set, and match as the Anteaters complete the reverse sweep. 17-25, 23-25, 25-15, 25-22, and 15-8. Anteaters win to split the series with the Matadors. Nate, no parting thoughts.
Yeah, give Irvine's coaching staff a lot of credit there for making that switch, getting Parker out of the libero spot into the outside hitter spot. He provided a huge spark for Irvine. Northridge, they can't be too happy with themselves with that performance, especially with the opportunities that they had in the 4th set to put that match away. And I think the emotional response from their side was a little bit lackluster going into the end of that 4th set. And again, a lot of credit to Irvine forcing Northridge into that position.
Let's part out with some final stats here. We'll start off with CSUN leading the way. Salvery Tomsha, 19 kills, hitting 205, chips in 2 aces, a block assist. Then you've got Dimitar Kalchev, 14 kills, 265. No aces on the night, 2 block assists and 4 digs. Maciej Tazinski, 12 kills, hitting 321, 2 block assists. In the assist column, Taylor Ittner, 51 assists, 4 block assists. And then on the Irvine side, great turnaround for the Anteaters, leading the way. Aaron Kuby, 21 kills, hitting 400, an ace, a solo block, 4 block assists. Carl Appelbach, 12 kills, 409, an ace, and 3 block assists. But I got to bring up the number that matters. Dave Parker started the first and second set as liberos.
Just the first.